You reference shame, which is such a terrible attribute of ADHD.
Yeah, it's not something you did. It's who you are, right?
Yeah.
That makes it even tougher. It's a deeper kind of identity issue that people with ADHD have largely because of a lack of understanding.
Yeah.
This kid that you're asking about, there was no diagnosis, at least in our community, of ADHD. There was no one around you who had it. It wasn't a thing. It was, you're a space cadet. You are a problem child. You are, for me, I was a crybaby. That was a term I got a lot. And did not understand until very recently how that applies to ADHD, but it does.
Big time.
Yeah.
So you went on into college before you got a diagnosis. How did the diagnosis come about?
So first of all, I went on academic probation twice. At
college.
Yeah, because my executive functioner, my mother, was not around to
make
help,
sure he did his homework.
To make sure I did my homework and turned it in and all those other things. And so a lot of things slip through the cracks. The other thing that happens in college is you go from a classroom of 20, 30 kids to an assembly hall of 400 kids.
Right.
And that is not conducive to our brain. Like the total lack of interaction, just having to sit and listen to a lecture for an hour, at least for my type of ADHD, it was very difficult. So anyway, I'm at my grandmother's funeral while I'm in college. And our family has this meeting because it's grandmother's gone. What are we going to do about the beach trip? What are we going to do about how are we going to stay together? And it was this really kind of sad moment. I was pretty overwhelmed and I started thinking about all the good memories with my grandmother. And as it was happening, my Aunt Zell goes, "Hey, Penn, I'm really sorry, but none of us can focus because you're chewing on that used fly swatter." So without having any idea that I was doing it, I picked up a fly swatter, which this is Eastern North Carolina. There's a lot of flies.
Yeah.
And I'd put it in my mouth and I was chewing on it.
Yeah.
And that was a level of, they all laughed.
Oral release.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They all laughed. I'm glad they laughed. I was obviously humiliated.
Of course.
And ashamed because this was at a funeral. And that was sort of the tipping point. I've got to go see. So I drove myself to a doctor. And he's like, "Yeah, you have a scorching case of this."
Well, how did knowing that shift things for you? Or did it?
So it helped a little bit, but I'm going to tell you why it didn't help. And it's because of the former way that it was diagnosed, which was a medical model. ADHD used to be diagnosed with, what are your symptoms? Okay. Let's give you a test. You've got it. Here are some pills that are going to fundamentally change your personality and fix this. No books. No, hey, maybe you should see a coach. No, hey, there's some systems that you should probably put in place, behavioral interventions. Just, here's your pills. See you later. Give me a call. And so that got me through college.
Yeah.
Wild side effect to the medication. It was the only year I ever took medication for ADHD. Because I was a musician and I was a creative and I used to always hear songs in my head whenever stuff went on. And I don't know what happened. I got through school, but I stopped hearing the music in my head.
Oh,
Isn't that weird?
That must have been a little bit heartbreaking.
I felt like a different person.
Yeah.
But I think people around me appreciated that I was letting them finish their sentences. Right? It's a tough little thing to juggle.
It's the tension of trying to manage it, right? And my wife also had a really difficult time with the medication. It just made her feel totally tapped out and wired all the time.
Okay.
And so did not take it for that long. But then the feedback that you get when you do take it from the world around you can often be like, okay, well, you're following the rules a little bit better. We can cope with you better.
Yeah.
The thing is, we don't want to cope with anybody. We want everybody around us to be able to express themselves in such a way that we benefit from their best traits.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to guess that ADHD was some of the fuel that has allowed you to express your best traits.
Yes. And I figured that out pretty quickly afterwards. I got out of college and all my friends had jobs. We're moving to New York to do finance or, I'm going to law school. I went to work at the Macaroni Grill.
He got extra tips because he would sing Happy Birthday in Italian, so he would make tips.